Hello, hello, and welcome to my final match of the regular portion of season 52. Maybe just my final one in general, but we shall see. I'm sitting just +1 over 500 right now, so a good result. Maybe can get into the championship match. And with a bad result, possibly expose myself to demotion. If we go near even, probably just in that area where neither one is particularly likely. Though last season I kind of squeaked into second somehow, so there's always that possibility. Okay, so we got peasant. Peasant exorcist, I guess, is the kind of easy thing on the 4-3. If you have, or the 3-4 rather, if you have the 4, it's something you might be tempted to do, like a scouting party, but I don't have that, so we can just click peasant. There's something to say for scouting party now. Kazu could go spices scouting party, I guess, though I don't know. I mean, I don't know that putting a spices into your deck is all that good, and that's kind of all that would do. I guess you can't do it in that order. You wouldn't have the buy. Never mind. You would have the money, but you wouldn't be able to do the scouting party at that point. They do just go with spices. I'm not sure I like that much. So then the option for me here to do like, I mean, it's certainly possible to go. I don't know how much time we'll have to muck around with stuff. I would have probably gone with treasure and Kazu's spot, although obviously you risk some collision. I would have been willing to try it. So it's either exorcist or a scouting party plus either slayer peasant. I think I'll try the exorcist. I mean, this is fine. I mean, I would have bought a 2. The 2s are good here, but if we draw it, we're pretty happy because I think I'm willing to take a treasure here. I guess there's a little bit of a question of whether you have time to outrace Spice Money. I mean, it's something to be a little bit concerned about. You probably get there fine. But it's, you know, it's not super fast. Or it's not a super fast engine. You'd be banking on cursing them and then just having big enough payload once you got to that point. Obviously, you can make Soldier do quite a bit. I mean, everything's here once you maybe have plus action on Witch or something, but like plus card on Crown can do a little work. Other than that, it is a little awkward. It wouldn't be that, the spices stuff wouldn't be that slow to get to like 4 provinces. You just have to be worried about whether that with, 8 curses or something, if that holds up well enough, it can make up quite a few points. I don't have collision here. Did they buy another peasant? Okay. That's probably what I'll go with here. I'll probably go scouting party peasant. Scouting party discards 3, so that's a nice number. We may end up tossing the exorcist since we don't have estates for it anyway. Well, I guess on the other hand, the scouting party here. We like, if we draw Wisp, we already are gonna see most of that. There's some risk of missing the treasure play though. Since we're just buying it to you anyway, we'll just go with it. Yeah. So given this, I think we actually, so we either go for the double trash, the thin, and buy, or we go with a trash by crown. Maybe we go with trash by crown. Kind of like that actually. We're not gonna go double trash here. I guess if you keep exorcist, you can take key. What do you have? So you have 3 coppers, exorcist, treasure. You can take key and still do a trash. That's pretty good. I mean, otherwise you can, I mean, I could have had the copper and I could have trashed and at 6, but that's not, there's nothing particularly nice about that. I kind of assume they'll buy a crown. Oh, never mind. They're just scouting. That's fine too. I don't know if you use your coffer here and buy witch or whatever. Not witch, but buy slay or something. Clear. They're definitely, so they do. I think that's reasonable. They didn't find disciple off rip, so that's really nice. And we have the fugitive on top. Now, we didn't have crown fugitive. That would be some cycling. I would expect a crown here. They go straight for the old witch, which is, I mean, if you buy a crown in the shuffle, this is a little sad. So what do we have in the bottom is like crown and I think we're just gonna end up playing the treasure here again. And just buy a crown. Oh, what is the? Yeah, we could not. This was not great. There's nothing. It's crown, estate, estate. We really need to. We really need to. There wasn't like a silver or anything in here. I guess we're just gonna go like scouting party sleigh. Trash again. We have to throw this stuff. We didn't have to toss the estates, but anyway. We could, there's something to be said for maybe doing the peasant into a wisp. But this is okay. The second treasure gain here is actually not very good for Kazu. Frankly. Man, if this hand had Disciple and we were going Disciple Crown, man, that would be a turn. Anyway. This was okay-ish. Well, I mean, it's as good as we can expect. It wasn't ideal, but it was certainly as good as we can expect. Okay. I don't know. We may take key so we can buy another crown here. And then we need to think about getting a witch. This never playing the peasant is a bit of a problem. For sure. We need more. This is like Disciple, I don't know, coppers. I'm not sure. We could crown. No, we play this way. I'm not sure the witch there is that great, but it's a deck size difference here, pretty similar. They get a teacher. They did get a teacher. I don't know if you need teacher. Not that it's bad. Well, they're okay. I mean, they've got their peasant moving up, right? Where is it? Is it just it's just a soldier though. Not that far on that front. That's not too scary. Guess you can get ghosts and print. You can print ghosts here, but I don't. It's not super. Ghost is just outclassed by the crown here. In a lot of ways. I mean, you'd take a free one. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to go for a teacher yet on this disciple play. I would rather have the action gaining stuff. Though plus action witch would be pretty nice. All there. This is not a good turn for Kazu, so that's something. This gives me a fair bit of hope. They were really quite over terminaled, right? They had 2 treasures, a teacher, slay, soldier, old witch. And they don't have... They have 1 crown. Okay. Well, this is, again... probably as good as I can hope for this hand. I think we go crown. Hopefully crown is with a cantrip in the next hand. Or horse, I guess it's pretty close to impossible for it not to hit. I think it... I don't want to say anything, but I think it's basically impossible. So we need another crown. I will keep the disciple. It's not too... It's really not very... The teacher's really not very good until they have more of this stuff. I say that, it's still pretty good. I mean, you put a super lab... I mean, make super labs, cursing super lab things is going to be pretty good. Okay, all right. I gotta give that up. You can slay defense, right? You can take the curse directly in your hand and trash it immediately. I don't know what they're thinking about. I mean, if they have their disciple, you just play that. If you have treasure, you just play that. Not this. If they had a... Yeah, like the soldier, they just play the soldier. Once I get that disciple, and there's like a window here before their disciple comes online where my turns are probably... Hopefully. Okay, so I don't know... I mean, we can like see if there's a crown on top so that we can go crown. That's totally reasonable, right? I mean, we might as well. I mean, crown isn't like... We still have to play the next one on a... But it still might give us more action, so... I guess it potentially give us fewer actions, but... And then the other thing to try is for a disciple. Well, I guess that's just what we shoot for anyway. So we don't really have great gainers. I mean, it doesn't look super good unless it's in between a crown. It would be like on Slay or Peasant maybe. Which aren't as exciting. They're more wisp. We can play another wisp. Okay, now we're talking. So we go like crown, disciple, old witch, play it on a crown. Which we need to do. I guess on the wisp is the easiest. We could give him 4 curses. I mean, it's not crazy. We can think about it. This is like getting a lot of curses in when they can't trash them. Our money, I mean, all we really need to buy is, we only need to have like $7. So it's not clear that more buys. I mean, I could make more money. Like, I could get to 3 buys, but that's not that exciting. I could get more horses, which is a little bit exciting. I guess we won't have enough actions to play it all. Really only need 7, right? Because we only really need to go crown peasant. So we could do it on a treasurer. And then we could trash 2. Oh, we're getting a crown. Oh. Oh. Well. I don't know. Can we get to, how much money do we have now? 12 is like the other nice point. We're not really going to get to 12. We could just top deck it. To be honest. Or no, wait. I mean, we might as well draw the crown and play it on sleigh. Costs a horse. Let's do it that way. We either trash a state or we like get an imp, I guess. The only other thing you might want to do, or I might have wanted to do, is like get a gold. Or a couple gold, maybe. You should be able to give like, I don't know, 5 of the curses or something like that here. They're gonna get back to their This is okay. This is all fine. They could whiff. I mean, I don't know how likely they are to whiff. They may have a slaying hand. I don't remember if they play their slay in this shuffle or not. They may have a slaying hand that they can put Old Witch on top with. Yeah. So they probably draw okay. 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 I mean, at some point we're gonna be willing to do crown, but we probably would like to see maybe at least, yeah, like the disciple. We go with just 4 curses, or do we want to get up to 5? I mean, I guess 6 potentially. I really should have. Well, I don't know. These are pretty good games. How many? Should get to double 5 things. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should still have 3 doubles left. One of them needs to be. We are a little village strat. Well, we're gonna get another crown. At some point in this. How much more money do we make by doing the soldier later? It's kind of nice to do the hand size attack twice. But we can do that with the last one. 3, so 2 more. Okay. Guess we just won't play the sleigh. It's a little scary, but okay. So we can go peasant crown province. Uh, well, we don't even have to do a province to be perfectly honest. I don't know. We get a fugitive. We don't really need multiple soldiers. They did unfortunately draw a very nice opening hand here. I don't know. It may be good enough to win for them, actually. I mean, they didn't have a lot of crowns, so they don't have. They do have a peasant, I think. They have one peasant, and they don't have crowns though. They didn't make more crowns, so their payload is still a little iffy. They still have a lot of curses. Of course, they're gonna get a chance to trash out some of the curses. In any case, it's a little scary. The 2 buys, I guess 3 buys. 3 buys, it's not. How many of these? Like 8 of these are curses or something? Something like that. Not that many, but. They have 2 exorcists. They'll get a little clean. But they didn't draw around to the shuffle. Right. I don't know. If I get to like 3 provinces or something, that'll be hard. Lowering crowns, I can get to. I mean, if I draw, I can obviously pile out here. I can trash the. I can gain 2 5s, and then I just need $15 in 3 buys, which is not hard. I guess the only question is whether you play the fugitive first or keep it for filtering. I mean, do you need the crown place to all be on? I mean, certainly they don't need to be on old witches. You just have to get the old witches into play. You may need some of the actions. You don't need that many, right? You don't have to double old witches. You can be doubling treasure. So maybe you do it like this. This, of course, mucks up of this a little bit. I don't think it's like I can still win, but Need to hit. We need another crown in hand. So we can go crown disciple. I guess the other thing to try is just to do the peasants. That may be cheaper if you can get the buys. That would be 7 buys. Less money. I don't know if we get the buy. I don't think we get the buys. We need these for sure. This is already. When do you? It doesn't matter. I'm playing this too stupidly, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I did have to play the soldiers, so I didn't have money in hand. Oh wait, I get to go first. Yeah, there's some interesting things going on there, right? Because like they got through the travelers faster, but teacher sucks, and then I was quite a bit thinner. Like it wasn't even really close on thinness. I don't. Their deck composition at one point was completely messed up as far as terminal balance, but. There's some stuff that can activate patron. I mean, it's really just kind of a smithy draw engine, right? In the smithy village thing, there's a lot of villages, there's a lot of smithies, and you just kind of want to be ready. I mean, you want to do alliance stuff. The gains are not super strong here. The ranger, I mean, ranger's great, but it's not out of this world great. This is not a super nice draw, but we'll probably survive. They also did not get a super nice draw. So this could be, maybe we could put the second ranger in. We have the villager now, so it's not as scary, but you kind of want a second villager actually before it's what are these draws? Man, the raises are not getting it done, that's for sure. Now I wish I had a other yeah, so they're moving on the cycling a little better here. I guess I'll buy a second raise. I don't know. Yeah, so it would be cool if we had another ranger in here instead of the farming village, but so we don't. We simply do not. I know here we buy a emissary. We do have farming village that's gonna be down here. They haven't activated Emissary yet, I don't think. That's pretty unlucky, actually. Because of Haggler effect here is fantastic. I mean, the even 4-2 is good, and 5-4 is just broken good here. Like, and you can kind of figure out balance wise whether you need to go Emissary Village or Hunting Lodge Ranger or whatever. I don't think you're buying Curse Villages, but maybe something to get an apprentice here at some point. There may be something to get a trader even. I don't think it's insane. The really big stuff, of course, is all going to risk consistency here. I mean, that's just always going to be a risk. But the I'm still connected, aren't I? But it's like the exciting stuff. Like you can get a trader and then your copper and your estate are silvers, which is really good. And if you have an apprentice, maybe you can use the duchies. There's stuff. There's just a lot of stuff. And it's pretty fun. It'll be fun to play with, I think. Well, okay. There's not a huge incentive to trigger or to draw these, right? I guess it depends. We're getting $4. It's 4 coppers. So it's just whether we think $6 is a lot better than getting, play patron, buy whatever. And then we also know we get to do an activation the next turn. So it's probably, this has got to be better. Okay. That was actually a really good turn for me. Do we want Architect's Guild or not Architect's Guild? I guess this is still just a village, and probably now it's Village Green. There's no way for them to make you trigger shuffle, so Emissary was guaranteed there. I would have said, I felt like I was maybe a little behind, but now I don't think that's the case. And I don't know that it was really true before either, but this is tough for Kazu to have this and no haggling. The starting token is funny here on Architect's Guild and the Architect's Guild Emissary pair specifically, because your number of activations is equal. Your number of Architect's Guild's uses is exactly the number of Emissary activations you get. Your starting favor never does anything. Oh, that's kind of funny. I mean, here if we can get the patron, we don't. Yeah. Like, it's not even, it's much better that we bottom deck the Ranger here. Okay, so the question now is whether we go like Gold Ranger or something else. We need to get to 10. I mean, we need to have 10 at some point, but I guess we do Gold Ranger. There's I we can use raise to get an activation. A self trash on raise can give us an activation of emissary, which is pretty good. Whether that's better than just a copper trash, well, it's not gonna be totally clear to me. It's not totally clear to me. I doubt it will become clear. I should be winning here, but if I raise in silver, which I don't really have a super great sense of there. See, like here we can do a raise self trash, get an emissary activation. We're just gonna draw it all anyway. But well, yeah. Okay. This is kind of wild actually, because we're netting another. We're netting yet another thing. Whatever I'm trying to say here. Yet another villager. So we're becoming swiftly becoming pretty robust. Do I want an apprentice? Maybe. The cutest thing to do is like apprentice trader plus emissary, I guess. I don't know if it's good, but it's definitely the cutest thing you can do here. You can also just alliance and gain an apprentice. But I think you probably go another turn. The issue here will be figuring out. I guess you could go gold apprentice trader as well. That's a little scarier on the draw stuff. Guess I don't have to take the apprentice now. You could go gold emissary trader. That kind of sounds pretty good. There's also like double raise just to have better, just to get more activations. The trader is so stupid, I'm gonna do it. Like I have the draw where it works, so I feel like morally obligated to kind of go for it. We're gonna lose a few of the villagers here. They're just not moving the same way I am right now. We have to draw the precious. I should have done this in a different order. Most likely. This is so stupid. Oh, this is so bad. We didn't get the apprentice either, did we? Should we swap? I mean, if we ever get the apprentice, then it's different. There was a way to get... There is a way to play this better for sure. This is just... This is way too much stuff to put in this deck. I don't have the draw for it, but... It is also the kind of thing where if I do it a couple times, it'll just be... If I do it a couple times before they're in position, then it doesn't matter too much anyway. But I don't have... I didn't get the apprentice, so I just straight up don't have the draw to do this. On the other hand, I have enough that I can probably go... I mean, the deck is mostly draw and like silver, so they're like province buying hands, or a lot of them are alliance hands anyway. So that's worthwhile. See, they're kind of following it, and I don't actually think the trader stuff is good. I think I just did it because I thought it would be funny. So it's not... I mean, it's nice whenever you're doing something like that to see your opponent follow. I mean, that tends to be encouraging because you're thinking, oh, I'm an idiot, and they're thinking, I wish I was doing what they're doing. And then it all works out in your favor because they just follow on the stuff that you actually think is terrible. Right. Which makes it fun. We did bottom deck the raises. So we're gonna get quite a bit of filtering here. We did have to burn up villagers, unfortunately. Like I said, though, if I have done like 3 alliances and then I'm provincing every turn anyway after that, you know, that'll be fine. They'll probably be able to trigger or get an emissary activation here. Never mind, they don't even get one. So I was gonna say if they can do, you know, an alliance and buy a and haggle for an apprentice, then they're in better shape. But if all they're doing is the alliance, then who cares? I didn't even know, they don't even have $10, I don't think. What do they even have in their deck? No, I don't know about that one. I'm not sure which. There was like one shuffle. I had that reshuffle where I hit raises. I had whiffed raise the state and then I hit it twice. And that was pretty huge. That turn was like better than average for sure. They have maybe a 2-5. I don't know. I guess we go like Ocean Star Chart. 2-5 is probably worse here. Okay, I mean, I think you go Potion Star Chart. I mean, whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna want to gain some 5s, right? So I think that's pretty clear. And I mean, the Grave Robber, Mastermind, Counselor, and Payload stuff should be sufficient to be worth it. I mean, you're gonna have you know, it's not controlled, but the control is just your opponent playing counter room, I guess, is your hope. And then some kind of weird race of who gets there faster. They go with silver. I don't know if they're doing silver potion or what. I guess they could have had the 5-2 and this was their $5 hand. That's possible. Star chart feels better to me than silver. I mean, you could do silver and get star chart on the reshuffle. I guess. Possibly lost connection with the game server. They're going Silver Oasis, which I think isn't correct. There's some, you know, there's a chance there you draw and cry, but it didn't happen to me. I think I'll take pawn over Oasis. You can use pawn as draw with Mastermind and you can with the Oasis, so. And also I have the university. So. Oh, I don't think rebuild's correct. I think that loses. But we shall see. If you hit the 5s and stuff, maybe you get there. You could give them curses. I mean, you can't really give them curses fast enough to matter except for points. But it could matter for that. Then we're just getting masterminds and then council rooms and then grave robbers and then whatever. Warning, possibly lost connection with the game server. I hope not. I guess they get to star chart their rebuilds. I did forget about that as an accelerant for rebuild. But we'll see if I get anywhere. They at least didn't draw the rebuild there. We were gonna go have a well. This mastermind could just whiff. That wouldn't be good. It would be bad. We're just gonna wait for one turn where we hopefully have a big draw and can gain gain 4 provinces and win or whatever. That's really all that's going on here. It's probably gonna be better to draw than to play university. Then we'll do university council room, I guess, as our gains. It feels like that's better to me. Maybe I don't. I think we want to get to the shuffle faster. Okay. And then I'm looking at, do I add another mastermind or do I add another council room? I think it's mastermind. I'm not sure. Oh, no, no, no. I don't want card one action. Oh, no. This may lose. This is huge. I mean, this is awful, awful, awful. Even if it was a mastermind, we could go mastermind, mastermind, and we would have some hope still. But this is not. This is a little scary. That's like bad enough it may lose. What do we have down? I mean, obviously my action density is not like out of this world good, but that's really bad. But we'll just try our best. Because then there's some real nightmares that can come up here. They still don't have many points. Oh yeah, and also I can gain duchies from the trash, which is nice. There are pretty easy ways for me to score points here. As long as the game doesn't end. The goal, I mean, I guess if you're at the end of the shuffle, you don't do it. So yeah, there is that. We can do the... I would love to see them buy an estate. I think that would be terrible. They didn't do it. Unfortunate. All we can do here is buy university. Okay, so we do hit university council room in the next one, or mastermind council room at the end here. So that should be good enough. I think over the 2 turns. If I like knew that a mastermind was on top, I would play the pawn, of course, but I don't, so I can't. And of course, I'm gonna draw them enough that they'll probably be able to do 3 provinces on their turn, maybe buy. But that's okay. So I'm just gonna set up for winning the turn after this turn. That would be my goal anyway. I guess there's a world where they just finish before I get a chance to do that. Unfortunately, the dead turn means that's probably possible. But so be it. There aren't a huge number of duchies in the trash. So. Maybe I don't. Play the council room. Will that even work? I mean, we have to obviously draw a council room in the next hand. I mean, the problem is I'm going to draw them a rebuild this turn. They only have to find the other rebuild ore. I mean, we can just... Don't know exactly what they can trigger on their turn. Obviously, this can, like, super just whiff. Easy, easy, easy. If I draw them 3 cards, they're for sure gonna find rebuild. I don't know if I'm gonna have the gains for it, period, to be honest. Or the action plays. I think that miss in the middle is just too much. And I maybe don't make it regardless, to be honest, but I don't think this turn I can do it with just one mastermind. It's like I have to... I just kind of have to hope. I think I can't draw them. I have to gain Grave Robber. Hope we find Council Room. Then we can probably do it. At least there's a reasonable shot of it. Guess we can exile a gold. It might be useful. I guess it could potentially be harmful. We don't... I guess we put a Council Room on top, so that's not a problem. We might have a tie. We're gonna have 2 masterminds. We're really... The draw stuff is not... not guaranteed either. Oh, that sucks. Oh, and they scored 2. Oh, and they have 5? What? Well, okay, I just lose to that. They have 5? I didn't draw them anything. Yeah, Star Chart Rebuild, that's no joke. I would be interested in playing this several times to see how it goes down. Exactly, but okay. So 5. I mean, I guess all the Grave Robber plays can do something. So we take 2 more grave robbers, draw them. Oh, wait, what can we do? Maybe this still wins. So we can get... I mean, we can draw this stuff. I guess this just still wins. I'll take it. I did have to find that council room. I did have to find the second council room. That was the part of the shuffle that was uncertain. Finding university was basically guaranteed, but finding the second council room I had to hit on that turn. And then after that it was all guaranteed. We had a little bit of slack there, but not a whole lot, so. Okay. Good ball. Draw here is pretty bad. Trashing pretty good. Gains pretty good. Good gains and stuff. You could ball like Ghost Town Remake or Ghost Town Catapult and get the shuffle going. And then if you miss, you have the... Well, I mean... You have to see what you draw. There's some bad draws on that, to be honest. Because like the $2 buy isn't especially good, and then it uses your token. 3-4. 3-4 is a little bit more appealing for that, I think. But I mean, there's some like there's some miracle good draws too, though. So, off this, like if you find the remake or you find, honestly, as long as you don't draw state, it's good. This state's the only like bad one, which we'll see. It could happen. Could happen to you. And by you, I mean me. So, like, the other ones are all good. Like, if you find enough to buy a catapult or a ghost town or whatever, that's okay. Or steward. There's a lot of different things you can open with as far as the trashing goes. I mean, I think there are multiple mixtures of like steward catapult remake that are potentially quite good. We'll see if they fall on the ghost town part or not. There's not a huge, I mean, there's not really any reason to ball unless you're doing the ghost town thing specifically. So this hand I can either... Again, that makes I guess that makes the remake miss, and then that isn't so super appealing. Question is, do you go like catapult or do you go cargo ship? Because I think both are pretty good. I guess I'll try catapult. I honestly, I do think cargo ship there is totally reasonable. They have a similar shuffle. We'll see. This will just be ghost town, nothing. I guess you could take a duchess, but I don't think I will. I wouldn't be mad at my opponent buying really any of the threes. I think ghost town's probably the worst of them when you don't draw the remake. Just because it's not like that's a good shuffle to trigger. I mean, it's just not a good shuffle to trigger. So I think anything with Ghost Town is probably okay. You give yourself a shot at well, not really a shot at an artisan, but the cargo ship puts you along that line to get there eventually. Whereas catapult, of course, does not put you along that line to get there, but it also makes it much harder for your opponent. It's gonna be weird. I mean, you want to have the draw, but multiple embassies is still pretty underwhelming. I expect they will follow here. There's not a lot of other things that look good from that perspective. They do take the Duchess, which is interesting to me. I think that's likely incorrect, but I wouldn't say I was mad about it. I mean, if I was, it's not crazy. It's not super good, but it's not crazy. They aren't gonna catapult me here, so that's nice. Well, I guess they could. They won't attack me though. They get the double estate, which is potentially nice here. Oh, triple, the old triple goes down. So I mean, this is likely, since I'm not attacking them here, they're gonna have 6. And this is kind of annoying, right? Because I don't know if I'm gonna draw the remake or not. We would honestly prefer not to here draw the remake. They're gonna hit 6. Yeah, I'll keep that. Well, I wish it were the remake. I mean, keeping it on top obviously increases the chances that we get. We could have tossed the ghost town as well. Okay. This isn't too exciting. Yeah, I mean, the way it worked out for them. I mean, if this remake is double Ghost Town, they get a little bit nicer shuffle there. They also take the Duchess, which of course gives them more outs for doing that. I'm not sure here what I put in the side. It could just be another cargo ship. I know I hit 5, fortunately. Well, I mean, there weren't really ways to hit 5, so that's a bit of a moot point. Not the way I chose to play it anyway. I could have tossed the ghost down. I revealed my full hand, which I suppose was incorrect, but I'm not super beat up over it myself. Drawing one card and putting a cargo ship in hand. I'm a little thinner, I think. Maybe just by that one catapult play, I don't know. Could be making that up. They're certainly not fat. This is actually, I kind of like boards like these every now and again. It's a bit underpowered, which can feel frustrating, but it's still got all this stuff you need and love in a Dominion game. You're just fighting over really, really low price points. Let me see. Is a copper? I mean, what else can I draw? I can draw the catapult, which is... It does depend a little bit on what they're doing when hitting me with here. I would kind of like to either buy an artisan or... Okay, they're not hitting me with anything. Okay. Now where are we? We could... It's a state and catapult on the bottom. Maybe I should have tossed the copper. Trying to think the line here. Because it should be fairly calculable. We can wait on the remake play. This is obviously not... It kind of sucks that I get to let, or I'm letting them have this hand, but... I don't know if we'll get to an... We probably don't let rocks... I mean, rocks probably don't get exposed, but they would be kind of nice to have. Or nice to use against your opponent. This will be... I could probably either buy a baker. I mean, I didn't think about animal fare, which is something that I maybe should have thought about somewhere along the line. I guess they could go really hard on the ghost towns here and have a big split there, though I don't know that that matters. But they could ball for them pretty easily. Payload is, again, just awkward, so it's like you have to add 2 ghost towns so that you can play another embassy and then another terminal. It's like the diminishing returns there. May even be willing to windfall if you can get trashed and do a couple. If you have a couple bakers, you may just be willing to just windfall and then buy provinces. That might lose to a built-up thing, I'm not sure. But it'll be pretty quick. When Paul give how many golds? 3 gold. Okay. So we'll see. They're in a better spot than me, though. I do think I could have made some different choices. I mean, like, the big thing last turn is, like, I maybe should have just taken an animal fair. Animal fair gives so much money that you can go through the provinces quite quickly. And just be like, oh, I'm going to play a couple ghost towns and then play a couple animal fairs by province or what have you. It wouldn't be the best deck ever. Just give you a remake fodder as well. That's a little dubious, but it exists. I don't know if it's good, but it exists. See if they take a Baker now. Baker's the pretty obvious artisan game there. Maybe there's some situations where you need to take embassy. Seems will attack me here, of course. So I'm gonna see all these cards. Is just like remake Copper or whatever. Maybe remake Copper Ghost Town. I'm not totally sure on the Ghost Town count here. Probably a Copper though. So I play the remake and the... Oh no, it's a cargo ship, isn't it? Cargo ship remake Copper. Annoying. Somewhat. We get to 5. We go catapult this down. We'll be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only hit 5. And no attack. The other option is to just go to Animal Fair. I don't even know if there are going to be ghost towns left, and the silver isn't super appealing. Be honest. Well, good thing I waited that long. I don't know. I guess the undo is a way to catch my attention. I am taking way too long on this one. It's just a pain. I don't think the remake plays particularly good. Maybe it is. Yeah, see, they empty those. That would be my reasoning. Or my reason for not bothering with it at that point in time. Yikes. If the embassy Milan can catapult. I don't know if Artisan will actually do all that much for me now. I don't have the villages. Hopefully we didn't bottom deck a Baker. I really need to play that. Embassy is fortunately not that good at all, ever. I don't know that I'll get to the windfall, though. That seems a little bit out of my reach. Partly because of them gaining an embassy. The ghost towns for your village to do an embassy deck is rough. I think they probably will beat me just on the back of doing more consistently. But it's really not much of an advantage here. You just don't get much out of the build. Like just playing cargo ship and buying something and setting it aside, it's like nearly as good as the guess I'll take a silver. Could take a steward here. My double ghost town turn. They also didn't. They played their embassy artisan and gained embassy last time, so they're not actually. Oh no, they shuffled. I don't know why I thought they're deck. We did bottom deck a Baker, which didn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe steward was just the buy anyway. To be honest. Eventually, I'm gonna be running against like 4 or 5 Bakers, though. That's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna fly. Or me. Surely you're playing the Baker. I guess there's some worlds where you don't want to, but surely you're playing the Baker and the artisan gain doesn't mean much. Because they're not playing the Baker. I'm not sure what that is doing for them specifically, but oh, they did play it. That's like weird. Like, is that supposed to be like a trick order thing or something? I don't understand. I'm confused, but whatever. I don't know. I draw everything here anyway. They have 2 duchesses. The old double duchess deck. I think the issue of me going up against this many Bakers is gonna be the problem in the end. And then plus they'll have the duchy gaining. And I can still get an artisan, but it'll be difficult for me to play it. I wonder if they ought to have just taken a steward. I mean, once you green, the embassy is nice, so maybe maybe that's not the case. They just buy a baker. I think that looks pretty good to me. So what's better? Just trashing an estate. Trashing. I don't think I get to use the remake, probably. I'll get an animal fair. Kind of weird to do the animal fair and lose the remake, right? That maybe is part of it. That's something they may be able to pursue with a little more. Oh, they didn't go anywhere. Okay. I will take that. No complaints here. So we've bottom decked Opper. Is that correct? We bottom deck Copper. No, that's not Copper. It's cargo ship. Well, that's a little sad. We could trash Catapult in the state. 20 through 4, 5, 6. Go double Baker. The alternative, we could go Windfall Baker. Is that any good? It's a lot of these. I wish we had drawn the cargo ship. So we can toss the 2 golds here. Catapulted. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy provinces when I can now. Would be nice if we had the estate, and we could toss the cargo ship as well in hopes that we draw another one. Doesn't feel great, but it's kind of maybe save coffer chance for me. I wonder if they'll. Well, they can if they want. I mean. They still have 2 coppers. If they discard 3, well, they would have to gain. Right, they discard 3, and then if they take a steward with artisan, they could draw because they still have 2 big. I would put 4 on top and 4 cards, and then bakers and artisan, or the baker and the steward could get through. Then that would still leave a catapult and an animal airplay. We'll see what they decide. I think I'm gonna go with this method or this. I mean, we may not draw the other cargo ship. Yeah, we may not draw the other cargo ship, in which case it might be a little sad. Let's see if they get a steward. It probably indicates they're going windfall. They're not, which is fine. I don't know that it's that good, or for anybody. They can definitely just print a lot of coffers. They can reach a point where I guess I probably need to keep my 1 ghost down. Not that great. Am I missing something about? I just have fewer bakers than I thought I had. That's the main thing I'm missing. Right, as long as they can still win full if they gain baker, because the baker's card neutral. Okay. The baker to hand can be. Yeah, they don't have to do the steward. I mean, I think for them, they could even just go. I mean, are they gonna get another animal? I think that's fine too, but I wouldn't windfall actually as them. I think you just get. I would just go like baker animal fair, and then. Or you can take promise too. I mean, I think you'll make it no matter what. I don't think that's a huge concern. I will probably province pretty consistently as well. They're just gonna be. Honestly, they're already remaking. I mean, that's fine if they're gonna. If that's where they stopped and that was their hand, I guess that's fine. I'm not sure I would do it at this point, but probably that's enough. I mean, you still make enough coffers to buy at least 1 more province and probably 2 more if you need to. So in that case, it's not especially scary. We haven't found any of the ghost towns here. We still did not find any of them. Isn't particularly good. I wouldn't say. Like they can double province here again, right? I mean, most likely. At this point, it's surely guaranteed. Like if you have remake artisan bomb, well, you don't have artisan bomb deck. We know it's in hand. Anyway, you can double because you have enough money to do it, and I don't think I could really make a deck that made much use out of the remake Animal Fair interaction, though it would have been something to try. There's that Duchess. Well, there was two things, right? They drew the estate remake, and on that one reshuffle where I won, and that put him into an artisan hand. So, that was kind of where the game got away from me. I don't know if I may. I mean, certainly I didn't have a Duchess at all. But at that point, I think I did have a cargo ship, so I'm not sure though. I might not have. But that was pretty key. They can gain anything. Like they can, yeah, top deck an embassy is fine. I don't have duchy power at all, so maybe they didn't find the remake. But like double province is clearly enough to. I assume they have $2 somewhere. I guess not. This is a little strange because there are some kind of bad draws that are possible. I guess they know they have unfortunately I didn't draw another gold. That would have been something. I don't win at all, but I certainly don't win by not taking province. I think double here will just be trivial for them. They could fail to find the animal fairs, that's possible, but extremely unlikely. Nah, I'm not actually sure it was possible. That seems like that looks pretty guaranteed with the top deck embassy. I think you find enough of this stuff. Oh, that was an interesting board. Just got outpaced a little bit. Okay. Well. Oh, it's my first collection board. I think for I didn't do the prosperity 2E stuff. I don't think I made any videos. Anyways, collection is the new card in prosperity 2E. $5 treasure. That's basically a goons replacement. And Treasure only works on action cards instead of anything, but otherwise kind of gives the goons bonus, no attack. I guess I could open it. I don't think I will. I'll probably open upgrade, but well, it's upgrade or wharf, right? I'm not actually going to be able to buy anything on my second turn. Well, okay, that's not true. If I follow Kazu, I can get a pawn, which isn't probably not worth taking the tax on. I think we're probably going to come out of this equal, because there's no there's no special, what am I trying to say? They're going to buy whatever they buy. I can follow or I can choose to buy something else. Either way, we'll both be able to pay off the debt. We're not going to buy pawns. I guess I can tax something if I thought that was useful. I probably won't. If I do it, it'll probably be a joke tax, to be honest. I'll probably tax giant. Is what is immediately popping out at me as a joke tax. There's certainly some things that I think could be, I don't know, you're pretty limited in your scope for being strategic with it here. There's some stuff you could probably talk yourself into being that it's a thing, but you'd probably be lying to yourself. People in chat talking about first player cards or whatever, but they're kidding themselves. Sorry, chat. I don't think this matters that well. I mean, the buy matters. Opener, I guess. What are we doing? Count? No. Upgrade? Maybe. Collection? Probably not. Or maybe. You can get your collections and buy pawns and stuff. You only get one terminal. It's not totally crazy to do count. I'm not sure what the funniest tax is. Obviously, Curse is just a little played out for my taste. Copper's not bad. I kind of like, I'm not sure. It's a tough, I'll just go with what I originally said just to not overdo it. I think you do ferry the upgrades. There may be something here to trying to get ghosts using like armory or something. It is a pain though. And I don't know that it actually helps you all that much. I don't like the treasury first. Not that I think it's bad or anything. I think you certainly want a bunch of them, but not that good. You still need trashing. Maybe you do go somewhere along the line. Certainly the village effect would be very nice here. See, if you're not like just buying the card you just ferried, then why did you ferry it? Like, I mean, if you're sitting here with 4, your ferry thing costs 4 basically. If you're not up for it there, what are you even doing with your life? To be honest. That's kind of an interesting. That is an I never seen such an aggressive tax thing. The thing is, though, and I'm gonna buy it because is that upgrade can gain me more upgrades anyway. So, like, whatever. I'll do it. And then I just pay the debt off in a turn, and then it makes me skip a turn, which is fine. But they also skipped a buy, right? So, what is it? What is it done for them? I don't know. That was kind of bad, but that's how it goes. Okay. Do I want more than 2? That I don't care hugely about. I may move it to the treasuries now. You can ferry them to the ponds when you're in that collection world. Okay, pretty good draw. I mean, we didn't find the upgrades, unfortunately, but or we didn't find it. If we hit 5 and we can buy a wharf, then we'd be in business. But I guess they can wharf and tax the wharves. That's kind of cute. Obviously, your big obviously what you really do with collection is you play a bunch of them to buy a bunch of pawns, and then the next turn you turn the pawns into wisps. That's the truly exciting thing you can do. You can also ferry the pawns and then play a bunch of collections and have some wars in play and buy 30 pawns that way. Certainly the end game is collection, buying many pawns. Okay. This is fine. I think we take the wharf. We just need to prioritize playing the wharf. They're all about the treasuries, which I don't really get. I think the treasuries are mostly a stepping stone to something. But I guess if that's what they have, then that's what they've got. Okay, we miss those, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. The wharf miss hurts, but they also miss a wharf. And if they buy province, I'll lose my mind. That's not going to happen, but I would lose my mind. They like have to buy wharf, I think. You could buy collection first. I mean, you're going to probably draw your wharf, though it's not guaranteed. I don't think it's guaranteed. Maybe it is. These are quite a few treasuries in here, but at the end of the day, you don't need that much money. You just need collections in play because you have to be able to buy collections. But beyond that, you don't really need that many collections in play. You're just trying to get what did I say? I don't even know what I said. Yeah, the Exorcist. Okay. I don't know. Okay. This is alright. They fail to find Wharf, or do they just actually have like a real choice here? They did not fail to find. So they're gonna buy Wharf here. They still have 10, so maybe they can go Wharf Collection, which is pretty good. Ooh, they miss that. So then you're like thinking about trying to do, like they're gonna be thinking about trying to get Ghosts, but I think that's gonna be a little slow. If I had to guess. My hope. Anyway. I may take an Exorcist here myself. If I find the... I don't know exactly where I am in the thinness situation. Ooh, okay. The last card, okay. Alright, we're in business. For sure. Okay. We trash 2. They can at some point tax, I guess, the pawns quite heavily, but how much can I get here? Again, if they have to spend money doing that, then it's already probably a win for me. It was possible to bottom deck the Wharf here, so if I add 2 stop cards, it's still possible. We could go Exorcist. Very... Pawn. They almost have to put the tax there the next turn, which they can only do 3 times. That's only if they use all their buys for it, right? So here's what we'll do. This should be exact draw now too, I think. And then as we trash, we open up the curses as a pile out. Or we can even ferry over to Oracle. I have to take some collections now. The unplayed. But I can buy like a bunch of the pawns. I think they're not guaranteed to draw if they double collection. I don't know. If their Exorcist gains draw, maybe they're okay. Again, I would not mind having would not at all mind having a. That's fine. It's just like not a thing. If you do nothing with your turn, okay. Like, alright. I can pay that debt off. That's not a problem. It's just 6 debt is just nothing. I can pay for that. You get nothing, you lose. You just absolutely lose. I guess they have like a chain where they can move an upgrade into something and into something else, but I don't think they're thin enough that their gains are like actually totally safe. Well, I'll be honest, I think they misplayed that. In like at least a couple ways. Alright, we have a thing here. I think you open urchin, catapult pretty clearly. I guess you can do. I mean, you'll want an armory. You'll want an armory at some point, but right off the bat isn't super important. Then save your coin token for like buying a fortress on the reshuffle. There's always like a chance that the armory is nicer for you draw at turn 3 and whatever. There are ways. Excuse me. There are ways for the armory to be nicer. The real question is whether a catapult or an urchin is nicer. I think. Well, you could go 5. You could do replace, right? Maybe do replace. I honestly didn't see replace. Maybe you do replace. Yeah. I think replace urchin. And I think they're gonna spend their coffer to do it, so it ends up being, you know, equivalent. Then here, do you just go ahead and put an armory on top? It can save, though it's not likely to do much. It's that or just putting a catapult. I guess we do it like this. Why is this blue? That's terrifying. Yeah, because you end up getting hit with this, but... Okay, so I got the way better first shuffle. I'll probably just save a copper. I don't think a 3-buy matters. The only thing that could be good is to do a catapult, but I think you just save copper. They're not attacking this time. Oh. And then like here you go save fortress. You could play the fortress. It's not clear actually. Obviously there's a lot of terminals down in here, which makes that look quite a bit nicer, saving it. But you can also get hit. Okay. Well, you know how it is sometimes. This one was always going to be a little questionable anyway. I guess we just top deck fortress, save mercenary. I got a little greedy there. I'm still probably winning. Well, I think more than probably, but I mean quite a bit more than probably. Obviously this shuffle I made it worse for myself than it potentially could have been. I mean, the main difference, I still probably wouldn't have played the mercenary this turn, honestly. It would have been similar. I just would have gotten to play the armory as well. It would have been like top deck. Ugh. Scepter is okay. Baker maybe okay. I don't think you get second replace yet. Scepter is probably alright though. Excuse me. I mean, I could have kept the replace, of course. But it's not super important to play the replace at this stage. Did I buy another urchin somewhere? Maybe not. I haven't really been buying cards. I think we can get another merc later, though. This is not super good, but whatever. Hmm. I wonder if you get 10th. Excuse me. What is this? That was maybe stupid. I may lose this. I'm not feeling super good about the situation now. I didn't. Maybe should have bought the last fortress. Not sure exactly what they're gonna do now, but yeah, that is a bit of an annoying one. So we could get a baker. Baker wouldn't be terrible. I think I have enough fortresses, but I don't maybe have quite as many as I'd like. Mercenary is the only draw, so we probably need more of those. Kind of hard to draw the mercenary, 2 mercenary hands. I also didn't attack them here. It's like always possible, but a little hard. If they have a good turn here, they can be right back in it. Why are they -1? They buy a silver? When did they get a silver? Why would you even buy a silver? Anyway, if this turn is good for them, they're probably winning. Maybe not winning. But you know, in some kind of spot. I probably need... Oh, I can't even do that, can I? I was thinking... Well, it's the same either way, right? I have to have something on top that's trashable. Or it doesn't work. Like keeping... That doesn't change it. Yeah, this could be... I mean, like Fortress or Copper on Trash would on top would probably just play it. I don't know how many Fortresses I actually ended up with. Not as many as I would have hoped. I get a Baker now. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. Excuse me. Oh, they have 3. I say tough. I meant maybe I meant impossible. Yeah, about that. I think on I think this is gonna be on me for play order stuff. I did bomb deck the Merc, so I didn't really get the early. I got an early Merc, but I didn't play it really soon. But the other stuff, yeah, it could have top decked that armory at that one point. And the scepter is, in hindsight, looking pretty greedy. I'm gonna also draw it off the top here. So, I mean, if they have a stoppish hand here instead of this hand, I think I'm okay, but this is a little too much. Why is this outlined in blue just because I moused over it? That's kind of annoying. Yeah, I think I have to just go. I think province buy is probably wrong, but I kind of understand it. I mean, you're not. You're not really. There's some limits to what you can do here. Well, this sucks. Again. Okay. What's my last card? Junk? Maybe? I'm not sure. It might be Fortress, to be honest. I mean, there's no real reason not to give him the first there. Man, I really need to know what this last card is. If it's copper, I want to play Fortress. So I can buy an urchin. Guess it doesn't matter a whole lot. I can just buy the urchin anyway. Well, this is very bad. Yeah. You can get some awkward hands where you don't have the fortresses in hand, but they did not. They did not get it. So now they're going to draw up. I mean, they can miss, but they still have the silver. That's interesting. I wonder if you can get to the forts. I wonder if you can do that. I would be a little tempted to try it, but they have 6 fortresses. That's quite a number of fortresses. Yeah, my armory, I played it once, maybe. None of this is sounding. Sorry, pardon me. I've got a frog in my throat now. Like now, this straight up cannot do merc stuff anymore. I mean, we can get another urchin. Hey, look at that. Now we have lots of those that don't do anything for us. And then they do something. Don't know they do enough, but they don't. They do a little. So now this only runs. I didn't even attack them. This only runs if, like, I have Fortress top decked. And even then it doesn't really run. Because I run out of fortresses that can be played for. Alright, I can probably trust Kazu to finish it. Probably. I don't know, I kind of feel like staying. Because whatever I've done here... Now I have all these mercenaries, but I don't actually have enough fortresses that they can be played productively. There wasn't like a real incentive for me to do anything else on my turn, but... This would be one I could get back and get into a better position for, definitely, with different plays. This one's definitely on me. At least for not being in it at all. There's no reason I should lose the fortress split that much as first player. What were some of my bad choices? This is fine. This is a sort of questionable one. I mean, I get this play of it, and that's fine. This seemed fine. This seems fine. I already have 3 fortresses by turn 6. And then I only get 1 more. This is the bad one. This scepter is the bad thing. Because then this is the last fortress I get somehow. And this turn, because this turn I also could have bought one. But I chose to trash an estate. And I don't think it made a lot of sense. So either of those spots I could have got the 5th one. And what I did doesn't look good. Like the scepter is just too early. I mean, if I get dream draws, then the scepter can potentially be just like winning. That's possible. But it's not really likely, I wouldn't say. See, and even this is there's just not a deck anymore, unfortunately. Not really. This is just way too many fortresses in hand. Like, this is more fortresses in hand than can ever work. For me to have somewhat of a turn. Yeah, I just messed up the fortress split for sure. That's unfortunate. That was a real shot at a 5-1, which would have... I mean, this, I still have chances of making the finals for sure. But 5 would have probably put me there. I think the issue, or the scary thing is just I think Cider's going to come out with quite a bit again. So every point would have helped regardless of making it or not. 4-2 will be safe from demotion at least. But yeah, Cider's having another good season. So you want every game you can get to try and contested, which he still has some matches left, so it could turn around a little bit. This will leave me at 17. It'll put Kazu. See, and the other thing is Kazu has a lot of matches unplayed, so he could end up kind of anywhere. Cider hasn't played Kazu or J-Nail, so certainly Kazu could go, or Cider could lose to those players in a fashion that means they don't end up much above 17. I mean, even if they just split with them, they don't really end up much above 17. Anyway, I shouldn't keep Kazu waiting. This is rude. Like, it honestly is rude of me. I should have resigned that several months ago. So that's my bad. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I guess look forward to the championship match. I might be in it. We'll find out. Anyway, take care.